Hey Paul, I'm Propagandist, and welcome back to some more RWBY Reactions, Volume 8, Episode 7, War. So, judging by the title of this, and judging by what we saw last episode, I think some real friggin' shiz is about to go down, yo. Atlas is about to get friggin' invaded. Salem's ship has literally just touched ground, so that's going to be a real problem. On top of that, of course, our cast of characters are all split up, so you know, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, etc., you know, they're in Mantle/Atlas. But, you know, Yang, Jean and Ren, they're out in the frigging wilderness, they're trapped. However, at the end of the last episode, they were found by Winter and Harriet, but we don't know if that's going to be good. We don't know if that's going to be a good thing, because Harriet is, well, Harriet at least, I should say, seems pretty hell-bent on just arresting them and just getting payback for the fact that they've effectively betrayed Ironwood. So, are they going to work together? Are they going to realise there's a bigger threat here? I don't know. I'd hope that they would work together, but I have no idea. That's the thing. I would like to imagine that at least maybe Winter will see sense and will decide, you know what, we can resolve this dispute later. For now, we need help. We need to work together. Maybe, who knows. But, yeah, so that's the situation we're in right now. Oscar, of course, is captive on Salem's ship, and is getting the absolute shit beaten out of him by Hazel. So, yeah, I don't think any of us envy the position he's in right now. What else? So, last episode, as well as that, we also had Cinder backstory, which was quite significant, because, you know, a lot of the villains so far, either we have had confirmations of their backstory, as was the case with Salem, and other villains, you know, maybe we haven't seen quite the full extent of backstory, but we have certainly still had bits of information and from time to time, so, you know, like Emerald, Mercury, Watts, Tyrion, Hazel, etc. But Cinder was the one kind of exception to that. She, we hadn't really, as far as I'm aware, I don't really recall us ever seeing much of her backstory, if at all, ever before. So it's good to finally have some backstory for her. It just fleshes her character out and gets us to understand why she is the way she is. So, yeah, that's kind of good. And, you know, throughout my Let's Watches of, you know, RWBY Volume 5 onwards, I've always been like, God damn it, Cinder, we all hate you. You just constantly show up and cause trouble, sorry. And, yeah, God, you need to get your comeuppance at some point. But now, they friggin' showed me that whole shebang in the last one with Cinder's backstory, and now I'm actually starting to think, oh my god, whilst I don't excuse Cinder's actions over the course of this franchise at all, are you actually seriously now going to make me start to empathise with her past a little bit? So, I mean, like I said, if they get me to do that, then when they partly did a little bit, I actually will admit I did feel a bit of empathy for the fact that, okay, she's been through some terrible stuff in her younger years, so, you know, I guess that just goes to show that whoever's doing the writing at Rooster Teeth, they are a pro, they know what they're doing. So that was the other big standout of the last episode. Now, in the meantime, before we get to the episode itself, I'd also like to take a moment just to talk about a couple of other points. One of them just quite kind of a random little aside. Fun fact, I'll probably put a image somewhere up on the screen. In fact, if I sort of shuffle over to one side, just like this, so I can get a bit of space on this side of the screen here to show you. I've got myself a new desktop background on my computer, and also a new friggin' home screen background on my mobile phone. It's that Ainley artwork, which many of you have probably seen on the Rooster Teeth store, which is free. You don't need to pay a thing for it, which is great. So if you want to get yourself this little desktop and mobile background, just go onto the Rooster Teeth store. Obviously you need an account, and just download it. You know, you can get it completely free for the good old price of $0, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let me shuffle back into the centre of the screen, because we don't need that up anymore. Right, so the other thing I wanted to just talk about before we get to the episode, and, you know, I apologise, obviously this is quite a long preamble. I shouldn't actually take too long, because it's getting sort of late into the afternoon, and it'll probably be getting, well, it might not get dark too soon, but I don't want to delay it too much in case the lighting on the webcam starts freaking out a bit. But no, the other thing I wanted to talk about was to do with, you know, obviously going into episode 7 now, we are basically at the halfway point of Volume 8. There's only another 7 episodes after this to go through. And what I just wanted to do was maybe provide a few thoughts, you know, just at this stage, just as kind of like a, you know, a moment to kind of summarise where I'm at personally in terms of my impressions of this volume. So, you know, from the first episode, when I watched the new sort of opening title sequence for this volume, the thing I commented on was, you know, this feels like it's really setting a tone for this volume, and, you know, so far I feel like I've been pretty much proven absolutely correct on that front. The tone of this volume has been very heavy, very serious, and, you know, I'm enjoying it overall. I'm all for it, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, stumbling over my words. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the tone so far because it's getting really dark, and, you know, the stakes are really high, the tension is high, and I'm feeling it as the viewer, so good job, Rooster Teeth. It's also been, you know, quite brilliant, really, just to see the conflicts that the characters are really going through, how, you know, they're placed into this situation where there really is no easy answer, there is no clearly right answer, easy solution or anything to the problems that they're facing. And so as a result, you know, you see the way that's kind of driving a wedge amongst the cast. How people who normally are quite taciturn, or, you know, not typically ones for kind of being stubborn, well, not being stubborn, that's not the right phrase, ones who are not typically ones for kind of questioning what they're doing are now starting to do exactly that. So, like, you know, we had that disagreement between Yang and RWBY earlier in the volume. Then, of course, more recently we had, you know, Ren and Yang arguing. So it's really kind of becoming apparent that our team is really quite divided internally, and they're really struggling with the situation, and, you know, perfectly understandable. Why the hell wouldn't they struggle with the situation? Like Ren says, they are young, they are still fresh new huntsmen and huntresses, and although they've been through a lot together, this is just getting to a magnitude unlike anything they could probably have ever anticipated, and so, you know, it's understandable that they wouldn't necessarily feel ready at all for it. But, so, you know, that's quite interesting. The one, I was going to say one minor criticism in relation to a particular character, but having said that, on reflection, I'm not sure I would call it a criticism, maybe just more of an observation. And so I was going to comment that it definitely feels like in this volume, General Ironwood's character has been taken and really sort of turned into more of a villain. And part of me does feel like that has been maybe contrived just a little bit. It's the thing about him kind of working with Watts that's just kind of getting me a bit, because I just feel like is General Ironwood really so far gone in terms of paranoia that he just doesn't recognise the clear danger that working with Watts actually presents. So, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a valid criticism, or if that's, you know, we the audience just feel that way because, you know, we're the audience, we can clearly see what's going on screen, whereas obviously you have to look at it from the character's perspective and think, you know, does it make sense for that character to be thinking and acting in a certain way given the information that they would know. So just a point that I wanted to make, but, you know, like I say, I am enjoying this volume overall, I'm enjoying it a lot, and that point I've just raised there about Ironwood, I'm not going to call that a criticism, because obviously there's still 7 episodes to go, there's still time for anything to happen, so we'll see at the end of the volume. Maybe I'll sort of hold off on giving a final judgment on that until we have actually watched episode 14 as well. But yeah, something that just really struck me about this volume so far, that's what it is. And you know, when I kind of look back over everything that we've seen of General Ironwood, not just in this volume but also volume 7 and also volume 4 as well, in the, you know, 1 or 2 scenes where he did appear, you know, volume 4, I think Volume 4 very much did begin hinting, didn't it, that General Ironwood was kind of giving in to his paranoia, and he was becoming very stressed and was perhaps starting to kind of lose it, mentally speaking. Because there was a scene, wasn't there, towards the end of Volume 4, when Weiss was escaping from the Schnee mansion, where he was talking to Jacques and he was saying, you know, you don't want to be on my bad side and things like that. So, yeah, looking back on it, Ironwood's kind of descent into sort of paranoia and stress, I think, has been very much kind of foreshadowed through the series. Apologies, I just realised my chair is actually slowly doing that thing where it starts to lower down. Freaking thing's column on it's just busted. It's like some days it stays up properly and other days it doesn't. I'll have to just bring it back up again in a second. I can literally feel it going out from under me right now. I better sort of sit up straight, actually, so you can actually see because I'm not progressively slowly lowering. Yeah, sorry, that's completely disturbed my train of thought entirely. But yeah, I'm saying, like, general Ironwood's paranoia and stress certainly is something that has been foreshadowed much earlier on. So, yeah, maybe actually I'm a bit too early to criticise for the whole idea of... No, I think the working with Watts bit maybe is a little bit contrived, but having said that, no, I understand what Rooster Teeth is going for here in terms of someone who's just being overwhelmed by all the stress of it and is just buckling underneath it and going mad. So, yeah, consider that just an observation, but if it is a criticism, it's just a very, very minor, nitpicky one. So, you know, like I say, overall, I'm thoroughly enjoying this volume so far. It's a definite worthy successor to Volume 7, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. Right, I think that is enough of a preamble for the time being, because I've gone on for quite some time there. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at the clock on my camera. 11 minutes. And about 13 seconds of preamble so far. Holy shit, that's the longest preamble I've ever done to an episode. Thank you for sticking with me there, ladies and gentlemen. But without further ado, let's actually just get to it. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Get my cup of tea. I was holding it before warming my hands on it. Ooh. Well, stormy clouds. It's going to be grim. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Knew instantly what was going to happen there. Oh boy. This is not going to go well. A lot of troops and a lot of paladins, but can they hold out? I'm going to say no. I don't think they can. Yeah, there's no way. So they got the Grim River as well. That's something I didn't actually mention in the preamble. The one that Yang, Jean and Ren found. And this thing is just spewing grim bile or whatever all over the place. How's my chair doing, by the way? It's not descending. Oh, was that the apathy? Well, there's the elephant ones. And lots of Nevermores. Dramatic battle scene. What about you, Ironwood? What are you thinking?
Yes, sir?
I am evacuating all citizens to the subway. Prepare Manta Squad Omega and dispatch to every part of Atlas.
But, sir...
Now!
Citizens of Atlas, please proceed to the nearest underground subway stations for shelter.
Well, that's a lot of negativity in the air. That's not exactly going to make things better. It's just going to draw more monsters. Oh god. It's the Lancers, are they called?
We need to go!
We can't get the hardline shields back up, sir! The generators took too much damage!
Then don't waste resources on them. Beta Squad, the creature.
We tried bombs, missiles, but we can't make a dent, sir!
Sir, Schnee here. Penny is still MIA, but we've apprehended Ark, Xiaolong, and Ren.
Stand by for further orders, and don't let those fugitives out of your sight.
Yes, sir. Of course.
So they've actually
Still
arrested
just
them.
Following orders.
And with Yang on this one, now's not the time. You need to just get all the help you can.
It's even bigger than I thought. Grim don't take prisoners.
This one did. If you would just let us go.
Cease fire. Manta Squads, concentrate on secondary hostiles. Command is working on a solution for the creature.
What do you have in mind, sir?
We aren't making any progress attacking the thing from the outside. But from the inside, it could be vulnerable. Science team is putting together a bomb. When it's ready, we'll drop it off as close to the target as possible. Then your team will deliver it on foot. Sending you rendezvous coordinates now.
Of course, sir. We will hold the point and we will get it done.
But Oscar's in there.
You can't do this!
Winter, you having second thoughts? Okay, you definitely got an inner conflict going on. Well, you're enjoying yourself, aren't you? Emerald, what's up? You having second thoughts? Oh god, my fucking chair is bloody descending, isn't it? I can feel it slowly lowering. Hold on. Yeah, it's definitely lowered. I felt it just then. Hopefully I'm still in shot there. Oh, you hid yourself from it. Yeah, having second thoughts? You sure you want to be on this side?
That stunt you pulled. She'd have killed you if you didn't just pop up somewhere else. Still,
Oof.
you can make things easier on yourself if you start telling the truth.
You've never
Hell on
wondered
the
why she
arms.
recruited you. You, specifically, to help her find the relics.
We share a vision. She's gonna create a new world order.
Are you sure about that?
And no Huntsman Academies.
And you believe her?
No. When Salem gets all 4 relics, there will be no worlds left at all. Don't you get it? She's been alive longer than you can comprehend. All she craves now is release. Death.
Stop lying! Salem can't be killed. When she came for me, I killed her over and over again. The longest she was gone was only a few hours. Before she put herself back together.
Interesting.
When I couldn't lift my arms anymore, she showed me that through her, I could have the vengeance I needed.
Oh, Hazel. Don't you see that is why she came for you? Because she could make you believe that this is what you needed?
This is what you deserve!
Yes! But Oscar, the people of Atlas, Remnant, you haven't done what you've done for justice. You've done it for yourself. Because she pushed you to think it would help you. Well, has it?
Well, you guys are hiding out in the Schnee mansion.
Now what am I good for?
Oh.
How is she?
I've done what I can, but she needs a doctor.
Hopefully May's able to reach the others. I really hope they're okay. Salem's monster is making Grimm faster than the Atlas military can kill them. The city won't stand a chance unless we stop it.
It's massive. Way bigger than a Leviathan. What can we even do?
Penny launched Amity, and our message went out. Do we just wait for someone to come? If they even come.
Do you have to go with Ironwood's plan here?
Fiona said your friends haven't been heard from in a while. Unfortunately, the last thing they're worried about is a couple of kids. Come on.
My
I've got the
chair's
ship ready to head
descending
back.
again.
We can't leave. It's chaos at the crater. Atlas has its army, but Mantle only has us. People are dying.
People are dying here, too. Don't you have family in Atlas?
No. Mantle needed me. And to the Marigolds, that meant I wasn't their son anymore. And I made sure that everyone knew that I wasn't their daughter. So forget them. They've got Henry, yours have Whitley. You get what I'm saying.
I don't know about...
Which side are you on, anyway?
We've heard that before.
There are no sides. We want to help everyone. We're all facing Salem together. And together is
There's
the
no
only
easy
way
answer.
we're going to get out of it.
So how exactly do we get out of it?
So long as this world turns, you shall walk its face. Back was the curse cast upon her. But if Salem can divide humanity beyond repair, and bring all 4 relics back together...
Is Hazel going to believe you?
That maybe their curse will be broken. The gods will rule against us, and destroy Remnant, once and for all.
And destroy her along with
Nice
it?
story. But
He's
if
not going to
Gretchen's
believe you.
death taught me one thing, it was never to trust you.
Please.
You don't need to trust him.
But Oscar, you want him to trust us, and trust me. Her name is Jin.
Huh?
You want her to come out of the lamp? Just say her name. She can still answer one more question.
Ask her, Hazel.
After all that, you're just going to give Salem the password?
No. I'm giving you the password. And hoping you'll find the truth for yourself.
He's a prisoner, Am. He'll say what he thinks will get him out.
So you're still going to vacuo? After what I just told you?
Those are Salem's new orders. And I know better than to disobey Salem.
But...
Look, even if what he said was true, we can't stop Salem. You told me yourself. Hazel tried. He failed, and he got in line. Big guy's not gonna pick fights he can't win. Neither should we.
Ooh.
And all of this is pointless anyway. Salem's not ending the world.
Of course she is. You're surprised? Salem is destruction incarnate. Our mistress wishes to see the end of it all.
His face.
There is no ideal more beautiful. If you couldn't see that from the start, you must be out of your mind. Now, come along, Mr. Black. You and I have a date with the desert.
So they're going to vacuo. Okay. Sorry, my chair keeps fucking going down. It's really annoying me. Very unprofessional. I really need to get a new chair. It's just, I can't keep going on with this one if it's going to keep doing that.
You can't blow it up with Oscar still in there.
That creature causes more damage every minute. We cannot wait.
Please, Winter, give us a chance to try to rescue him first. We could be your test run. You don't know what'll be waiting for you inside, right? So we can go ahead to check it out. And look for Oscar while we're inside.
You want to go inside that thing alone?
Wouldn't you do it for Elm? Harriet? Vine?
We don't let feelings get in the way of making the right call. Trading 3 lives for 1 is stupid.
No, it's not. He's our friend. We will do whatever it takes to find him. Because we care about him.
I really had you pegged as the most level-headed of the bunch, but I guess you're just as naive. Feelings don't matter. The job matters. When you lose someone on your team, you move on. Replace them. Like Marrow replaced Tortuga, and Winter replaced...
No! No one is replaceable.
Hmm?
You don't really believe that. You are furious about losing Clover. And you miss him.
You don't know anything about me!
It's part of his semblance or something. Has he just like unlocked a new ability? Or a new aspect of his ability?
That's why you lost against Team RWBY. You try to fight how you feel about each other, so you'll never truly work as a team.
Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about!
Everyone calm down.
Fine. We will drop you as close as we can to the monster.
You can't be serious. They're fugitives!
Oh, God, fucking chair! God dang it!
If you aren't out in time, we drop the payload. No matter what.
I had a feeling Winter would come through.
We understand.
Oh boy. You want to take the handcuffs off them, yeah? You know?
You don't like this either. In fact, you don't want to be a part of it at all anymore.
I have a job to do, and I'm going to do it.
I know you don't either.
Oh, wait! What about Crow and Robin? Well, maybe if we get them out of wherever they're being held, they could...
No, see, you just don't get it! This is not a situation where everyone wins. Now you all can come with me to help in Mantle, or I can drop you off near the front lines if you still want to help Atlas. Your uncle and Robin can't save us. We have to choose. So choose.
Ooh. Okay.
Klein!
Oh.
Miss Schnee, I heard there was a patient here who needed my help.
He came back.
I am so sorry, Klein. It's my fault that Father...
Please don't worry, my snowflake. It had nothing to do with you. And everything to do with Jacques.
He knows the truth.
Well, that's sweet of you. But wait, how did you know...
Ah, young Whitley, I'm so glad that you rang. May I please see
Ah.
the patient? I understand it's urgent.
Yes, she's in Weiss's room. Just go up
I
the...
haven't been gone that long, Master Whitley. I believe I can find it.
You called Klein.
That girl needs a doctor. I didn't do it for you.
I know. That's why it means so much to me.
He does get a redemption. You know, I've ribbed Whitley a lot over my reactions, but it's true what people say. He is as much a victim
Anyone else?
of his upbringing. Oh God, did I speak too soon? No. Right. What just happened? Penny! Oh my God. Are you okay? You're not okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh God, my fucking chair! Fucking chair! God damn, why does my chair have to do this at this inopportune moment? Good Lord. Oh God. I told you it was going to be bad. You know, it was going to be real serious, this episode. Alright, let's have a jump cut and I'll give my final thoughts in a second. There we go. So, that was episode 7. Wow. So, it appears Yang, Jean and Ren are going to try and get into the Beast to try and rescue Oscar. That's going to be difficult, but they may well have help from the inside, because it feels like Emerald could be about to change sides. Maybe, or at the very least might be prepared to help. She just seems like it's going in that direction. It seems like it's going in the direction of Emerald potentially switching, I don't know, defecting or something, which, that raises questions in terms of if she does, what's her fate by the end of this volume going to be? I'm just going to say right now, I'm bracing myself in case Emerald dies. I feel like she could, because you never know. If she does, if she switches sides, it might happen. Hazel, could he switch sides as well? That's another question that we're going to have to find out. Obviously, as usual, these are just rhetorical questions, folks. You don't need to answer them. Don't spoil anything for me in the comments. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be hot. It's going to be intense. It's going to be serious. It's going to be frightening. Yeah, and RWBY and company, basically, you know, I don't envy the position that obviously they're all in at the moment. So, like, you know, that scene there with RWBY, Weiss and Blake just being told, you cannot save everyone, you must choose. And of course, it's like, it's the unenviable situation. It's like the situation nobody ever wants to be in, where you're having to pick who lives, who dies, and yeah, just having to try and wade through the situation as best as you can. So, yeah, it's pretty bad, but a little bit of heartwarming moment there when Klein came back. And, yeah, Whitley gets a moment of redemption, I guess. So, you know, like I said a moment ago, I will admit, I have done Whitley dirty I have. So, you know, whenever he comes on screen, and I mean, the thing is, like, whenever we've seen him on screen in the past, he has always been kind of schmoozy and just like, you know, sort of a bit slimy. But in this one, he came through and showed that, you know what, there is more to his character than that, and he can do good things. I guess, you know, what we're really probably going to see is the, you know, basically the collapse of the Schnee family is probably the thing that will jolt him to reality and will precipitate a change in him. So, fantastic that he came through and actually got Klein back. So, that's brilliant on his part. Thing is, what was I going to say? Yeah, so, you know, whenever he's shown up in the past, I've always ribbed Whitley. I've always been sort of like, you slimy little git, things like this. But you know what? I'm prepared to admit, you know what, maybe I should stop doing him dirty like that. I should give him credit. Because, you know, people have said this in the comments, and you know what, I agree absolutely with you. At the end of the day, Whitley is a victim of his upbringing, just as much as White and Winter were. So, in that respect, you know, one can have some empathy for his situation. At the end of the day, he's been brought up to be like that. But, you know, now he's sort of challenging it, perhaps. So let's hope that Whitley continues on this suddenly nice altruistic trajectory of his. So, yeah, power to him if he does. Wow, right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap up there because it's probably going to be the case that the lighting is going to start affecting the webcam quality fairly soon, so I'm not going to delay much further. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time at the start going through thoughts, things like that, so I hope you'll join me for episode 8, which I'll get recording sometime soon. I'm not going to record that today, though. Yeah, just to date the video, it's the 1st of February as of when I record this specific episode, and I've just recorded the one. Basically, I just had an opportunity during between some of my work hours, basically just to sit down. I thought, you know what, I might as well just hammer out another RWBY reaction. My fucking chair is bloody descending again. Good lord, it's been a real blooming beggar for this today. But yes. God, it keeps disrupting my train of thought entirely. So like I say, yeah, I'll try and get recording episode 8 sometime fairly soon-ish. And maybe tomorrow, if I get perhaps a little bit of time over my work lunch break or something. Because the thing is, you know, I'm working from home tomorrow, just because I don't have any like seminars or anything that I need to attend to go teach or anything like that. So I may get the opportunity, we'll see. Maybe even a couple of episodes if time permits. But yeah, because like I say, I mean, I've said this repeatedly, but, you know, these reactions that you're watching, technically, I do tend to record them in advance, and where possible, I do tend to block record them. Because obviously, like I said, I wanted to see if I can keep up this kind of daily upload schedule that will carry us through to when Volume 9 starts to air. So, yeah, well, hopefully I'll get Episode 8, potentially Episode 9, fairly soon. Other than that, I'm going to sign off now. This is Propagandist wrapping up. Yeah, join me next time. Goodbye, everybody.